Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rudy, and thank you so much for being here. I'm not naked. I have on a tube top. I feel like I say that in every video because I love being in a tube. And it's some of the only clothes that fit me in my pregnant body right now, so shove it. I am so excited for this because we are just gonna play with some new ass makeup together. I fell off YouTube for a while. If you didn't know, I got pregnant. Okay? I'm 23 weeks pregnant right now, and I was not able to keep up with the Joneses of all the new launches. There was a time where I was doing like new makeup videos like every single week, and I had to start posting those as shorts, and I haven't been able to do my long form like I usually do, but we are getting back into it. Today I wanted to do a full face of new makeup, including products that literally just dropped like today. So we're gonna talk about some older brands coming out with new stuff, so Benefit and L'Oreal, some more fun brands that I personally love, Summer Fridays, Persona Cosmetics, and then some of those like really classic brands that I haven't worn anything from their brand in probably years. We have this new contour and bronzing duo from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and these lip contours from Huda Beauty. So we're kind of gonna be hitting all across the board today. I'm excited to see what we come up with. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We talk about skincare, makeup, beauty, hair care, kind of do it all. We're kind of like old YouTube with new makeup, and I would love to have you subscribe. Okay, so first things first, let's prime. And I have to say, I don't think I'm allowed to show you this yet. However, I will be. This is brand new from the brand Kulfi, which is one of my favorite brands, specifically just in general, but at Sephora. I love their concealer. I love their eyeshadows. I've worked with them before, and I just think that they're amazing. And this is a brand new serum primer from them. It's called Double Life, and I'm pretty sure this is a vitamin C based primer. I'm curious if this means that they want to start coming out with more skin focused products, which I would love to see because again, I love their concealer so much. And this comes in a little squeezer tube. There are a couple other products in here that I want to use, but I feel like we've talked about in previous videos. Like for example, the Rhode Glazing Mist. I talked about that in a recent video. So I'm gonna try and go with the things that I feel like are literally so new and you guys might want to see. Very light. Very lightweight. Like, kind of reminds me a little bit of the CL primer in consistency, where it feels like a thick serum, but I can tell like if I kept rubbing it no matter what, I wouldn't get pilling, which I really, really like. And I know this is meant to help brighten the skin, and I love this sort of gel serum consistency under my makeup because I feel like it helps things stick without being too liquidy and without being too heavy like a cream. So far so good. It is just a plain Jane skin colored serum, and it doesn't have any shimmer in it, and it literally just turns into a liquid the second that you put it on. No smell, and obviously I can't tell you if this is going to give me brighter skin unless I use it like every day for the next couple months, but so far I like it. It's not pilling on top of my other skincare, and it feels a little tacky. I think I prefer the glow of the CL primer that has SPF 30 in it if we're comparing the two. This one is just a regular serum. That's all I have to say so far. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It just is. It just is. Side note, you guys gotta try this order. It's the iced horchata oat milk shaken espressos from Starbucks. If you like horchata, that's a must have. It's so freaking good. It's basically like a cinnamon syrup in it. Okay, so for our foundation, I don't know if you can already tell, I already have my brows on. There were no new brow products that I wanted to try, but I have these options here and I want to use both of them. The first one is the Professional Foundation from Benefit. I am absolutely shocked that it has taken them this long to create a professional foundation, considering how long the Professional Primer has been on the market. So this is listed as a smoothing and blurring foundation with medium coverage. There's no SPF in it. It says to shake well, and I have the shades 10N and 7N here, and I'm just gonna kind of see which one makes the most sense. I'm feeling like 10N is probably gonna be the best. Oh, it's a little warm. Okay, there's 10N. It's very thin. Smells a bit like paint. What is that in foundation that smells like paint? And 7N is pretty light. 10N. and 7N. We're going with 10. Even though it's a bit dark, I think we'll make it work. Designers, make it work, make it work. I have seen no reviews on this, 0. And I love Benefit, genuinely. I love the new line that they just came out with the Benetint. So I'm, you know, down to try this. I am gonna start with about half a pump. As you can see, it's mid-toned liquidity. It's runny, but it's not like super runny. And I am going to go in with a sponge for this look because I haven't worn a full-blown foundation in a very long time. And I'm just not a foundation queen these days. So I'm going to start with my hand and like lightly basically putting it where I have the most redness and then taking my sponge and blending from there because I want to thin it out and I want that coverage. Girl, it's matte and I want that coverage to really sit on my redness. Whoa. I guess it makes sense that it would be smoothing and blurring because of the professional primer. Like the primer is like a silicone based primer that fills your pores. It was like the OG blurring primer. Okay, this color worked really well for me. This is not my personal favorite finish. It's pretty matte, but I will say like it looks fairly natural for being so matte. So I'm not gonna judge it straight out yet. It definitely covered, I mean look that, covered that redness very well. I don't know. Let me put the rest of this on. We will probably have a better idea of how we feel about things at the end. You know, once your foundation has set for a little bit, sometimes particularly in the summer, these kind of foundations can actually turn into something that you really like because when you wear it for multiple hours, you might not like how it looks right up top because it's too matte, but by the end of the day, it's 91 degrees out. It's gonna look a lot more natural than it did when you first put it on. And I'm just gonna be taking any extra around the nose and on the chin because this is where I tend to get a lot of dryness. I don't know if you can see that. It's not necessarily dryness, it's just that I have sebaceous filaments on my chin, and when I wear a drier foundation, it tends to kick that up. And then also with the forehead, I want to be very light with it because this is where I have the most natural sun, and so I don't want to completely cover that up and make my face look just like stark white. However, it is a foundation, so there's gonna be a bit of that. I did get about a half a pump to cover my entire face, which is pretty good. Like a little bit will go a long way if you're someone like me who likes a thinner base. If you are someone who likes a full glam, I have no idea. You might still like this because it's giving matte, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I think if I was in 2016, I would be eating this up because I'd be like, oh my God, it's so matte, but it's so thin. But now, girl, I'm looking for something that is looking natural on the skin, and that's just not exactly what we're getting here. So here is our zoomed in finish. Definitely a product that requires ample skin prep before applying because it could easily sit in the pores. And now I'm nervous even more because we're about to go in with a concealer that is called Skin Ink. Girl, I don't know. I don't know. This base is about to be, I'm gonna look like Nosferatu. Look at my chest compared to my face. Oh my God. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So for concealer, we have the L'Oreal Skin Ink, and I think they're trying to like market this as it's a foundation and a concealer. It lasts all day like a tattoo. Don't really need nor do I want tattoo style coverage, but I have been seeing it everywhere and it is the only concealer that's new for me to test, so we're gonna try it. I have shades Warm 40 and Neutral 20, and I think we should probably go in with Warm 40 based on the current situation at hand, but let's do a little. Oh, it's very lightweight, very lightweight. Am I supposed to shake it? Oh, y'all, my face is gonna smell like a damn paint can by the end of this. Okay, so these are super thin, super duper thin. So we have 20 and 40. I'm gonna go with 40. They almost feel like an oil. Doubt that that's the case because these are supposed to last for all day. Shake well before use. Okay. I am curious to try this as a foundation. I just wanted to give you guys as much as I could in this one video. Again, super duper liquidy, which is surprising. I would have thought it would be like very creamy. And I'm just gonna I'm really scared. I'm gonna start with this much and then go from there. Again, still using my sponge. Well, it's blending pretty easily, but I'm afraid it like got sucked into my sponge completely. So there's without. I didn't use a lot because I was scared, so that could be on me because I don't see anything. Okay, let's try this side with like a classic concealer brush that I would use and see if it makes a difference. Same amount of product. Oh my God, that smells horrible. And I'm using my Rem Beauty concealer brush here. It's very soft. Oh yeah, it's definitely making a difference in the coverage, which I mean, we knew, but I just didn't know how much it would make a difference. This smells, you guys. It smells like, I don't even know. Stinky chemicals. Stinky, stinky. It's giving lightweight matte. I don't know. These kind of like work really well together because it's giving like total matte. I don't think I want to add any more. Genuinely. Like, I don't like this. Let's try like the tiniest dot of this lighter shade here. I mean, I believe it will last. It's called Skin Ink, but I just don't be knowing if it's for me. All right, let's feel it. I feel still fairly hydrated on the face. The under eyes feel slightly dry, and I think we are going to leave the coverage where it is because if I add any more coverage to my face, I look scary. Let's carry on and get some freaking warmth up in here before I absolutely lose it. Okay, so this is brand new from Anastasia, and I've seen a ton of positive feedback on these. These are the Smooth Blur Contour Sticks, and I have mine in the shade Shadow, which if you would believe, this is the second shade. Like the first shade was very, very, very cool toned, and this was the second. So I was like, okay, it feels very, very creamy, and it's almost more of like a bronzer shade than a contour, but you know me, I'm just not really a contour type of girl. And I'm gonna take this Real Techniques 180 brush that's kind of like a little flat. I'm gonna put this on the back of my hand and then pick it up like this and then apply so that if we're really gonna contour, we're getting, okay. We're getting just a little bit of that chiseled. This is like such a good brush for that without having to diffuse too much. It just kind of pats it into place rather than like making a big bronzer mess. And I like to pull it down here a little bit to give like your cheekbones a little bit of that sculpting. I don't know if you can see that. I literally look like Nosferatu. This is not a look I would normally ever do. But in the name of science, here we are. Same thing on the forehead. I'm just gonna go around the top here, which, you know, typically this is where I would bronze, and don't worry, I'll blend it. I'll blend it. Everybody's freaking out. I'll blend it. And then I'm just gonna take it down the side of the nose. I would say on this skin, I guess it does look a little bit more like a contour. I'm just so messy with the bronzer and the contour that I don't think I'm doing a good job. And then I'm gonna take it here where my chin kind of turns into a double and just let it create that natural shadow up the ear and down. It definitely gave a bit of that sculpted look on the chin, which I can get down with. Okay, I just need to leave it alone because I'm gonna put a little on my eyelids because otherwise I'm gonna start bronzing, and that is what we're doing after this, and I just don't want to. I don't want to go crazy, but it's not for me. It's not for me, guys. I just so badly want to get out my like Mario bronzer balm and just put it all over everywhere, but instead I'm giving Nosferatu.
Okay, my apologies, Miss Girl.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. It's a great product. It's very creamy. I like that it doesn't have any shimmer in it. It's just like the shade is a little not for me, and I'm also not a contourer. Oh god, this video better pick up soon. Okay, so next we're gonna go in with the powder bronzer from Anastasia, and I actually feel pretty good about this. This is the Smooth Blur Bronzer in the Beach Bum Bronze shade. This is the shade I picked. There's like a lot of shades. Feels really, really soft, and it's definitely warm, so it's going to give us that classic bronze, and I think this shade will work well for me. So let's just grab a fluffy brush and kind of go to town. I would typically powder in between these steps, but because this is such a matte base, I don't really feel like I need to at all, and I feel like this should be fine. So I'm taking this fluffy brush, slightly putting it on, and I'm just gonna start dragging this around the perimeter of the face to start, just to add all that warmth back in that we lost from the foundation and concealer. And with a powder like this, since I'm not like mixing it with other powders, I like to be really light-handed with it and just kind of dab it on, depending on where you're putting it, instead of like twirling the brush, because if you do that, you can disrupt what's underneath. So I'm just patting it on there, almost like you're putting on a cream product. And it will help with that blend, especially if you have a fluffier brush. And then I'm just gonna take whatever's kind of left over here and give the whole face a sweep, because we are looking quite white. Quite white. Okay, I like that. I like that. It's hard pressed for me to not like a bronzer because it's just like my favorite step in my routine, but that color is really nice. It helped blend a little bit of that contour, and it did not set down super powdery, considering the face is very dry right now. So I'm not mad about it. it. I like that color too. It's very natural for my skin tone. Like, I don't know if you can see my tan. Like, it matches the undertone quite well. So far, we've got a winner. We've got one, girls. Okay. For blush, we have a few things that I want to play with here. First is the new CoverGirl Jelly Water Tints. I have been using these on my lips for a while, but I think that they would be really, really good on the cheeks as a base for a cream or a powder blush. So I have 3 shades here: Mulberry Melts, Berry Wiggle, and Jelly Nude. And these 2 are pretty intense, so I think I'm gonna go down with Jelly Nude here so that when we put on the Summer Fridays blush, it's not, you know, competing with a deeper tint underneath. But I really do like these, specifically the shade Mulberry Melts for the lips, which I guess we could put on as a stain with the Huda. So this is a lip and cheek jelly tint. It is, I believe it's made in Korea. And what I find really unique about these, well, first of all, I love the packaging. I love how like little it is, but these actually have a little bit of like oomph to them. They're not just as liquidy as the Benetint. So this is sort of what I would say is their take on Benetint, but it has more body to it. The Benetint is literally like water consistency. This has a bit of that jelly serum consistency that's going to really make it easier for you to use if you're not used to or haven't worn tints before. This one has a tiny bit of shimmer in it as well, and I believe that these have a bit of pH adjustment to them based on, look how like bright the actual applicator is versus the color. So I'm gonna start with just like two and a half dots on the upper cheek and use my BK Beauty 109 brush, and I'm just gonna let this stain the cheek, and then we'll go in with our cream blush on top of that. But if your cream blush fails to stay on, you then have a stain underneath to keep your blush on. So that's kind of how I like to wear these. Again, I have been using them on the lips more, but they blend really beautifully on the cheeks. Like with a brush, I'm putting this on top of a powder. It's working just fine. I've used it with all cream before. And this one is very light, as you can see. Jelly Nude. It's quite light, but I think I just wanted to kind of show you guys how I'm using these. And if you find a shade that you like in this collection, I think it is worth picking up. And I really haven't said that about a CoverGirl product in a really long time. That's my tea for CoverGirl. And you can see it's kind of deepening a little bit as we sit here, but not a ton. So this is a very safe option if you want to try out a stain and you have not yet. Okay, let's pop some of the Summer Fridays blush on top. I have all 6 shades here, and I actually have a short that has all of them swatched out and kind of compared to each other. So I'm not gonna do that in this video. I'm just gonna pick the ones that I want to wear, but just know that that lives on my profile if you want a more in-depth tutorial or color analysis on these. They are quite pink, and I have 2 shades that I really like and plan on keeping, where the rest I'm not totally sure about them. And those 2 shades are Toasted Terracotta and Dusty Rose. These are the mid-tone shades that work best on my skin tone, and then the remainder are either very punchy or very light. So I'm gonna use both of these today. With these are new, but I have used them multiple times. These are called the Blush Butter Balms, and they are quite buttery. Like, I would say the best comparison that people have made so far is to Tower 28 and how easy it is to get like quite a bit of pigment there, and that they can be very almost oily. Very similar, but I would say a little less pigment on these. So if you have trouble with the Tower 28, these might be a better bet for you. But I think the brush that you use with it is like really important. They are selling a brush with it, which is this one, which I think would work fine, but this is the one that I've been using that I've been loving. This is the BK Beauty 112. It is like a really small fluffy brush at an angle. So it's gonna pick up exactly what you need and nothing more. And I mean, it really does lay down quite a bit of pigment. If you were gonna use your fingers for these, you would need to be careful. If you were gonna use a dense brush for these, you would like literally only need to pop in 1 time. And I'm gonna use this terracotta shade on the edges of the cheeks here. And this is probably my favorite shade, and I would assume what they're trying to kind of do Road Toasted Teddy with, but this shade is very, very pretty. And I do like the Road formula better than these, but I appreciate that they reformulated these, because I don't know if you guys remember, they had a blush in a stick, and it was bad. It wasn't bad, it was just so boring. It didn't make sense. It was almost matte, and that's just so not their vibe. These are much more their vibe. And then I'm gonna take, again, just like the tiniest bit of, I know it looks like I'm going in a lot, but like I'm barely touching the surface of this blush, of Dusty Rose, and I'm literally barely tapping my skin. And I'm gonna put this on the cheeks. Someone commented and was like, it looks like the way you wear blush looks like you were wearing sunglasses and had a sunburn. And I was like, oh my God, that's true. It does. And I can't help it. Like, I think there's multiple reasons why I do my blush like this, but one of them is that I have redness down here on my cheeks naturally. And so once I start applying multiple layers of makeup, some of that just comes out naturally and I end up blending it with everything else. And my cheeks, when I smile, you know, the apple is pretty big. So I don't know, I just love blush also, so that's a part of it. And I do love to take it across the nose, which I know is not everybody's cup of tea, and a little bit up under the eyes. Like, I've seen people be like, just put it right here. And I'm like, no way. This is the most fun. And it's the way I like to do it.
Shove it up your goon hole.
Okay, we're getting somewhere here. I'm still feeling quite matte, but you know, we'll see how that goes when we get some misting in here, which I guess we could go ahead and use a little hydrating mist while we're gonna do the eyes and stuff. I just got this literally in the mail today from Ole Henriksen. We're gonna use a couple products from them. This is the Peach Glaze Glow Mist, and it's from their new Peach collection, which also includes their new hydrating lip treatment, which we will put on. And this is just a peach ferment and vitamin C spritz, and it does smell like peaches, and the mist is super fine, which I really love. So I'm just gonna, it smells like peach rings. Woo! And whenever I use a spray like that, I'll take like a brush that's flat and I'll push down on the edges of my face where my peach fuzz is, just to make sure she's not sticking out, you know what I mean? I don't hydroplane my face because I find like we're human beings and we're supposed to have hair on our face, and I don't know, it's so much work and I don't want to do it, so I don't do it. Okay, you guys, we're getting somewhere. That had some serious glow to it. You see that? Whoa. Okay. Oola. Wow. I'm impressed because I needed that. All right. Carrying on. I'm not gonna do anything with my eyes today because don't want to, but I will put on my favorite inner corner highlight, which is the Ilia stick in the shade Opulent. It's just the best. And it lasts, and you can kind of just like go do, you know? My nails are kind of long right now, so I do have to use a brush to blend it, but I love that stick. And it just looks so natch. It's not new, but I do recommend it. Okay, so for our mascara today, Persona Cosmetics has released a tubing mascara. I'm so excited for this. I actually got to have dinner with Sona. She was in town with her husband in Nashville, and she told me about this and she showed me some of the shoot, and it just looked so freaking good, and I'm really, really excited for her. So we have black and brown, and I am very happy to say that the brown is a true chocolate brown. Look at that. Love. And if you know, I have a brown tubing mascara. If you are a natural bristle wand person, that's the one I have. These are synthetic wands, and I'm gonna use black today. And you know what it kind of reminds me of is the, well, I don't even have one open, but it's the Come Hell or High Water. No. It reminds me of the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. The actual wand is very similar, but this is a tubing formula. So let's just go in. I'm not going to curl my lashes because I typically don't, and I don't typically have the time or the care. And that's another thing to kind of test with a tubing mascara. And I have not tried this, by the way. This is my first go. So off the bat, I'll say it's a very liquidy formula. However, we just opened it, so you know, it's gonna thicken up a little bit. But sometimes with liquidy formulas, my lashes end up getting clumped together because it's almost like if it's too thick or if it's too thin, your lashes are gonna sit together because they are either being clumped with product or they're just too like wet. But this is one light layer and being very precise. I think it's pretty. Let's do the other side. And I'm not gonna dip back in because I feel like this wand has actually too much product on it. Take this all with a grain of salt. Obviously, I'm a person who just likes to have a little bit less product on the wand and for the formula to be thicker, which is why my mascara is like that, so that I can really get into every single lash and allow for it to be super fluffy. And I think I might have to take some off of the wand for that to be the case with this one, but I do think that it's very pretty. Like, it's kind of giving va va voom. You see that? Do you see that va va boom? Also, I just gotta say I'm really impressed with that Ole Henriksen spray. I might have to bring that downstairs. I was gonna put some on my bottom lashes, but I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like no lashes on the bottom today. Maybe we can do a little bit of the brown just to like emphasize the color of the eye. I'm being super duper light-handed. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. I also just love Sona and I love this company, and I am so proud of knowing other female founded brands. So go support. Yeah, that's really pretty. You could even take some of the chocolate and like dunk the top of your lashes with it. So it's like a two-toned mascara experience. Sorry, you guys, I'm in a weird mood today. Love, I have a little on my eyelid I need to scratch off. Okay, that is super pretty. That is super pretty. I really like that. Great job, Persona. I'm very proud of you. Let's get into the lips. I'm gonna take off what I have on, which is just, I have on the new Laneige Sorbet lip seeping mask. I freaking love Sorbet. It's gonna be so good in the summer. Okay, so here was what I was originally thinking. I have the Huda Beauty lip stains, and I have the new Ole Henriksen palette preserves that we could try on. And well, first of all, I'll just say I really like these. If you don't know, I have 2 lip liner stains that are being released soon with Bubble. So obviously I like mine more. However, I still think these are really beautiful and I love the colors. So I could do my normal routine that I've been doing with these and put this on top, or we could put this on the lips too, but I'm thinking let's do this because I want to show you the colors that I feel like are worth buying. I can't ever remember though. That's the problem. Like I need to do a swatch. So one thing about these is that you have to hold them upside down to get the product to flow, and if you don't, they will dry out. So it's very interesting. So these are the browns, sort of in order. We have from lightest to deepest. We have soft nude, toasty brown, warm brown, and rich brown. Again, I didn't keep every single shade because I didn't like every single shade. And then we have rosewood, which seems to be the one that everyone is having issues with. And we have cinnamon. So rosewood and cinnamon. And as you can see, like rosewood, it just don't want to be coming out, which sucks because it's the one that I want to use. So this is the duo. This is the duo. Toasty brown and rosewood. I'm almost positive that's the duo. Okay, so I'm gonna put some micellar water on my lips to make sure they're completely dry. This is the tip. It's just basically a felt tip with like a skinny side. I can't talk while doing this, but I'm just gonna do a natural outline. While it's still a bit wet, I use my finger to rub it in, which is what I do with mine too, by the way. These are not forgiving, so you want to be kind of quick. Okay, so here's my problem. My lip shape, my lips don't connect here. They don't be connecting, so when I like talk, I feel like it looks so weird. But that is the shape of my lips. I hate to break it to myself, but it's true. Although I did mess up a little bit here, and in that case, like it is kind of hard to fix it because you're like, oh. Okay, then I go in with rosewood, which is that shade that everyone's having problems with, and I fill in the entire lips with it. However, I don't get a ton of pigment out of it. It's pretty dry. It is pretty dry. I wonder if it's just this shade because the rest of my shades work fine. I mean, I barely got the color on there, but you get the gist. Look at all the other shades. They look so strong, and then rosewood is just, damn. You do have to keep these upside down, which sucks because when I store my lip liners, I store them flat like this, and I just don't have the option to stick something up like this in my drawers. So that is kind of annoying, but could be worth it for the longevity because these have insane longevity. Like they lasted through my whole birthday dinner, which I thought was pretty freaking awesome. And I had Mediterranean food, you know what I mean? I don't even know if these will come off with micellar water. And that's with like a full ass makeup remover, you're still gonna have a bit of that stain come through. So I really like them. I don't think products are perfect. I think, you know, there's a chance that there was something wrong with the way that one worked, or that color in particular, but I still really like them. I'm gonna take a little bit of the concealer that we used around the mouth because I just messed up. It just doesn't look right. God, this stuff freaking stinks. It stinks like heck. Oh God, I'm making a reverse mustache with this damn stuff. You know, at what point does it become my fault and no longer L'Oreal's? All right, that's a little better. Okay, so for the lip gloss, we've got the new Ole Henriksen Palette Preserve. There's so many lippies we could do, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like we have the Violet FR lip stains, but I wanted to show you the liners. We have these new glosses. We have the new SPF 45 glosses from Naturium. Like it's just, there's too much. There's too much. The new Guava shade from Summer Fridays. But most of those I have short form reviews on, so I figured if you wanted to see those swatches, you could go over there. So let's do the new peach one from Ole Henriksen. I also wanted to mention that this shade in Blood Orange Spritz is back in stock. This was limited edition, and it is a beautiful, beautiful shade, and it smells so good. It smells like a blood orange cocktail, and I definitely recommend you pick this one up, but let's try the peach one today because it's brand new in peach glaze. And this is part of their peachy line that they have that includes that spray that we used, and it smells just like the spray. It smells like peach rings. It doesn't smell like a real peach. It smells like peach candy. And the color is orange, no shimmer. I'm shocked there's no shimmer in this. Usually if they do a lighter shade, they put shimmer in it. If you haven't tried this formula, I mean, I can tell you this isn't really my shade, but this formula is absolutely good. Absolutely good. This formula is one of the best, if not the best. I'm between the Ole Henriksen formula and the Laneige Glaze Craze. These two are like neck and neck for me for formula, but if you're someone who doesn't wear a lot of makeup, I think these would be a better option because they come in more clear shades and the Laneige ones are a bit more colorful, but it smells really good. Obviously this is, you might as well just consider this a clear gloss because it has like a little bit of that peachiness, and it might lighten up your lip shades a little bit because it has that milky undertone to it, but I'm actually really happy with how this has turned out. We have one last product, which is a setting spray, and this is from One Size. This is the Until Dawn SPF 28 setting spray. I picked this up in a mini. So I use mostly hydrating setting sprays. The only like long lasting setting sprays I use are the All Nighter and the Hydro Grip, and these are both also like not glowy, but definitely not matte. And the only matte one that I have is this one from Huda, and it's literally like there's a powder in this formula, and I find it to be incredibly drying. So when I was on set for my lip stain launch, which I have a vlog about, we used the regular Until Dawn version, and I really, really liked it, and it lasted so well. So when they came out with an SPF 28, I was like, oh, this is really fun. This is a chemical sunscreen, and I'm just gonna go a little crazy with it. This is also mattifying, just so you know. So since we've kind of added the glow back in, let's see what happens. Smells like sunscreen. But this is also something that's gonna help set your makeup and actually help it last, which is, I mean, this stuff, Beyonce wears this stuff on tour. Like, it's that good. And here is our final look. Full face of brand new makeup. And let's talk about, you guys probably could already guess what I would say yes and no to, but I have some strong opinions. I don't hate the way that this turned out, by the way. I think it looks generally pretty. It's just not my typical go-to. So let's talk a little bit about these products. So, okay, let's go from no's to maybes to yeses. My no's, I have to give it up for both of my coverage products. The Professional foundation is just not for me. If you want something that is thin, lightweight, but also very mattifying, you might like this. That gives you more of like a porcelain finish where you can't really see your pores. Think like the Professional primer in a foundation. And then the Skin Ink, I don't know. I'm saying a no for me. I'm not saying it looks bad, and I can appreciate that I didn't have to wear a powder. Maybe I'll try it again as a foundation, but I just prefer a thicker, more hydrating concealer rather than something super thin. If I'm going really thin, I'm going Make Beauty Skin Mimetic over something like this. And it also stinks, you guys. All of these products smell really bad, which probably means they last on the skin. So my maybes are the Colfi Double Life Serum. I think it was good. It didn't pill. It's a nice solid primer, but in my opinion, like, it feels so similar to the CL primer, and I just would go to this one over this one. Personally, I don't know, there's just nothing special about it, but I didn't hate it. The Anastasia products are both maybes. I really did like the bronzer, but a powder bronzer like this you could probably get at the drugstore. I'll try it again. I just don't know that it's necessarily worth the price. And I did like this cream stick contour, but the shade range is pretty minimal for lighter skin, and I just felt like, I don't know, it was an extra step that I would rather use a balm and just kind of do a 2-in-1 with bronzing and contouring. That's just me. And then another maybe is the Peach Glaze from Ole Henriksen, not because of the formula, because I love the formula and it smells good, but if you have a clear lip gloss or a clear lip treatment that you like like that works for you, I don't think you need to go out and purchase this one. Okay, then we have our yeses. Yeses for both Summer Fridays and our blush from CoverGirl. These are really cool, really unique, and I think they're beginner friendly for people who want to try out stain style products. These are between a yes and a maybe, the Summer Fridays. If you are a like everyday makeup person, I think you'll really like these. If you want something that's gonna last on the skin a long time, I don't think this is for you, but if they are better than their old formula, and I do think that there are a few colors that are worth checking out. Another yes is the Persona mascara. The more that I sit here with it on, the more I like it, the more I feel like it matches and looks very fluttery, and the length on these are really the winner here. Another yes is our Huda lip stains. I would say specifically in the brown shades. The pink shades are a little finicky, so any of the brown shades I would absolutely recommend you try. And then lastly, yeses are these two sprays. I had not tried this one from Ole Henriksen, but it gave the glow. Like, wow, I'm gonna put this in my bathroom because I feel like this would be great at the end of a skincare routine. And then the SPF 28 from One Size. Love that there's sunscreen in this. Obviously, you would have to apply a lot to get the rating on the bottle, but it's better than nothing, particularly if you're out in the sun in the summer. I think this could be a really great option, and I'm glad that I picked it up. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these products or if there are more new products that you want me to try. I have a lot more. Like, I wanted to use the e.l.f. Halo Glow filter in this video, but I already have like a short on it. So moving forward, we'll just go with products that I've literally not talked about so that we can keep things fresh. But let me know if you have any questions, if you want reviews on stuff coming up. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video very soon. Bye.